You fools! She'd be alive now if you hadn't come!
Where's the princess?
Dead. And could I but wield the sword, I would send you all to join her. In Castellum super nubes, astrindans!
Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new, my name is Mike, and today we are starting Gargoyles. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. I've already seen the first 5 episodes. I did not like the intro, the previous intro that I did for Gargoyles, so this is after I've seen the first 5 episodes. And I'm just going to say that I like it out the gate. But yeah, I just didn't like it. But a couple things did happen that I do want to tell you guys about, at least for the first episode. And that is that I forgot to actually record my me basically. So I do have the commentary for the first reaction for the first episode. And that commentary that goes with it. I just don't have a camera on me to actually get, reaction stuff. But you do have, like, my actual commentary. So what I've done is I've just taken a picture of myself of what I was wearing that day. And basically just put that along with the audio of me speaking. Because you do hear me speak and stuff like that. So that's kind of there. For the second, third, fourth, and fifth episode, I do actually have my camera on and working. I just didn't have it for the first episode just because I forgot to hit the record button, basically. So there's that. The second thing is, the reason why I decided to go with 5 episodes instead of the usual 4 or 3 is because there's 13 episodes in this season, and no matter which way I sliced it, pretty much there was always going to be one episode, one video, one part for just basically an episode per a video. So, one episode for a video, and that just didn't make any sense to me because usually when I edit these episodes down, I'm usually left with about 9 minutes or 10 minutes of usable footage. And so it didn't make much sense not to have that in, just in an episode somewhere. So that's why I went with 5. Well, that's not the only reason why I went with 5, but I went with 5 also because the first 5 episodes are all awakening, but they're done in parts. So there's part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. So it just made more sense logically for me to put all the awakening parts into one video instead of having one awakening and then whatever the next episode is going to be called, episode 6. Which at this point in time I do not know because I haven't watched episode 6, but that's kind of that. Sorry, my hair's kind of a mess. There, at least it's a little bit better, but not by much. Anyway, so that's kind of the deal with that. Just kind of wanted to let you guys know that, and also the reason why we're doing Gargoyles is because it's a show that I wanted to do for a long time. I just haven't because I was pretty much doing movies at the time, and yeah, when I wanted to make this switch happen, I just wasn't sure. Plus, we got the Carol Burnett show going on right now, which I like and stuff, but it's gonna get kind of tedious and repetitive. And I'm not sure the right word, but basically, I just feel like that in order for you guys not to just have Carol Burnett shows and me just watch Carol Burnett all the time, because that's going to take a while because there's 11 seasons, I figured we just add another show into it. That way, I'm not only uploading Care Barnett show, the Care Barnett episodes. That way, you guys have a variety instead of me uploading Care Barnett every single week. I hope that's okay with you guys. I hope that works for you guys, because it's just a way for me to get not be not watching the same thing over and over again, because that can get tedious and boring and kind of repetitive. So now this show is a lot shorter than the Care Barnett show. In which case we'll swap out shows as they come, as we get done with them too. But like I've said before, this does not replace movies. I'm still gonna do movies from time to time. This is just a way for me to upload videos more regularly than films. But anyway, with all that being said, guys, let's just get into Gargoyles. Like the opening shot of the gargoyle there. Was gonna say fireworks, but not when there's actual debris coming down from the building. What was that landed on top of the car?
Mazda, 23rd, what's going on here?
Got me, detective. Must be a heck of a party up there.
That is an understatement, by the way.
Wind up street pizza. Claw marks? What could be strong enough to leave claw marks in solid stone?
I'll tell you what, a gargoyle, possibly. That was cool.
Fire! Stand fast! We can hold them back! In a few more minutes, the sun will be down, and then we'll see some fun.
Does he know something that we don't know? Sounds like it.
Tucking a castle full of gargoyles near nightfall. This is crazy, and Heiko knows it.
No, my friend. That's not crazy. Questioning my sanity when I'm in earshot. That's crazy.
His voice sounds familiar. That is a nice shot. They have awakened, or he has awakened.
You are trespassing.
Blood? Wouldn't expect that.
Fight men, they are not invincible.
Shall we let our brothers and sisters have all the fun?
Yeah, I was wondering what you were doing.
All of nature trembles at my passing.
I can see why.
An older gargoyle, by the looks of it.
Watch your back, old friend. Watch your own.
Why is it always that joke? You in trouble now. Oh, a dog. I thought it was another gargoyle, maybe. Basically a dog gargoyle by the looks of it.
Face me, human, if you dare.
She looks more vampire-esque.
I see you've met our watchdog.
And my second in command as well. Take what's left of your men. And be gone!
This isn't over, monster! I'll be back!
I'll be back. Watch how they flee.
Goliath, we owe you our lives.
As we owe you ours every day.
So they can be killed. Kind of confirmation that they can be killed, even though we kind of saw that in the beginning of the first few minutes.
A fine soldier is our captain of the guard.
Captain of the Gargoyles, you mean?
He'd fit right well on the cornices with him, it's a fact.
Without Goliath and his Gargoyles, our defense would have proven useless.
Please, don't mention that monster's name in my presence.
Looks like we got some unfinished business.
I took the liberty of asking them to appear and be recognized for their bravery.
Captain, we are most seriously displeased to allow beasts in the dining hall.
A little bit of prejudgment.
Goliath. You are as good a soldier as the Philistine giant who fought David.
That the biblical Goliath was also a bully and a savage.
So it seems like she doesn't trust the humans.
We are what we are. Her opinion will not change that.
We saved their lives and they repay us with contempt. These cliffs were our home ages before they built their stone fortress.
It is the nature of humankind to fear what they do not understand.
So,
Their
yeah.
ways are not our
Goes back
ways.
to what
There
kind
are
of feels
times
like
when your patience astounds me, my love.
my love. The shots of the gargoyles when they're asleep, they're actually pretty cool. At least to me, I think.
Fall of Castle Wyvern. Perhaps a bargain can be made.
I don't want to leave the castle unprotected.
Their leader swore he'd be back.
I can scare those cowards away without any help. You are my best warrior.
Best warrior and best lover.
You and I are one, now and forever.
I'm Tom. What's your name?
Except for Goliath, we don't have names.
How do you tell each other apart?
We look different.
Tom! Get away from those monsters!
We wouldn't hurt the lad, ma'am.
Keep away from them, you bitch!
I like the way he said that.
You're the beast, you.
No. If they think we're beasts and monsters.
Then perhaps we better live up to the name.
I wonder what that does.
You
Uh-oh.
three, down to the rookery until I return.
We meant no harm.
This has to cause a rift between the leader and...
Are you blind? They were not at fault. The humans were.
No matter who was at fault, I cannot condone fighting between their people and ours.
The tricks are very light for horses carrying armored men.
Sent to the rookery. How embarrassing.
I haven't been down here since I hatched.
I hope we're not down here long. He might eat us.
I don't think he would.
They were leading the horses to decoy us from the castle.
How do you know that? So you might have actually seen combat. I keep forgetting that, or I forgot that for a half a second that they're in 994.
Attack!
Why did all the bows break? Somebody let them inside the castle, so they have a mole, basically.
It is worse than that, Your Highness.
He's the mole.
Why betray your own kind?
They're not my kind. This is unnecessary.
In a moment they'll be flesh again, and my men will be their prey.
Once your band is out of sight, they won't follow. It's not their nature. Oh!
Yeah, exactly. Why not just go ahead and do what he was going to do? Thank you, because that would have been silly of him not to do that. But they didn't do that. To be honest with you, the writers, that is. But the question is, did they get down to the rookery? Probably said that correctly.
My angel of the night.
To be continued. So this is the intro to the show, at least for the first season. Be interesting to see if they switch it up for the second season. I don't know why, but I think that's kind of a cool shot. The climbing up the wall, just seeing the claws.
This is crazy.
Goliath, I say.
I'm probably gonna skip the recap every single time just because I'm watching these so close together that basically watching them within hours instead of a week away.
My angel of the night.
These bowstrings have been cut.
So our crew is okay. So that rookery, they weren't able to get into the rookery, or they just didn't go to the rookery for the others.
Were any more down in the rookery?
None. Only us.
All the humans are gone.
And the eggs.
And we will have our revenge!
So he was wrong. They will actually pursue the attackers. No one carried the dog.
The Gargoyles were destroyed, Tom.
Only one of them was, and it was kind of an off-screen gargoyle, as far as I know.
I'm sure your uncle the king will pay handsomely to see his niece returned alive.
Might you be referring to this book, Megas?
No! My spells!
I'll see you both hang for this!
Hanging, drawn, and quartered would be more suitable.
Said they wouldn't follow us.
If you hadn't destroyed the others.
Precious gargoyles have come, princess.
You're a dead man, Haken.
Maybe, but not before you.
He's going to slay her!
There you go. That was nice. Again, what is it with the glowing eyes? I'm kind of curious about that. Some have glowing eyes and some don't. For example, Doggo here.
You fools! She'd be alive now if you hadn't come!
Where's the princess?
Dead. And could I but wield the sword, I would send you all to join her.
Not dead. If it doesn't happen on screen, then they're not dead.
Castellum super nubes. Ascendans!
But I wonder what spell he casted on them.
You are the betrayer? It was not supposed to be this way.
Traitor! He's the one you want. He shattered them.
You lying scum!
I've been denied everything, even my revenge!
That was a cool shot. He turned him into stone at night.
What sorcery is this?
Now you shall join them! Princess. I thought you were dead, Your Highness. The page with the counterspell was burned!
Of course it was.
The terms of the spell were that they would sleep until the castle rises above the clouds.
What does that mean exactly? Although I kind of have a suspicion of what that actually means.
I have a request. The eggs in the rookery will soon hatch. They will need guidance.
Never fear. We will watch over them as if they were our own.
Cast your spell one more time.
He wants to join them.
Magnificent. Pay a man enough, and he'll walk barefoot into hell.
In a certain kind of way, he's right. But it was already kind of considered a bad omen or haunted or whatever you want to call it back in the 900s. Xanatos. He must know the legend of why it actually broke. So above the clouds.
You're alive!
We're together again.
What's this? Where are we?
You're actually probably still in the same spot, I would imagine. Actually, no, you're not, because they just transported them, duh.
1,000 years have gone by since the spell was cast. The Magus who cursed you wrote the whole story down in there.
The eggs in the rookery?
Gone, I'm afraid. I was fascinated by the Magus' story. I wanted to see if it was true. And now that I know it is, I want to be your friend.
Yeah, there's just people are just fascinated by, stories and whatnot. Some use those stories to take advantage of the situation, but others are just fascinated by it.
What do you want?
You'll know soon enough. Who are these people?
They're attacking the castle! That's all we need to know!
So you need to know a lot more how things work for 1,000 years later.
Nice mask.
Nice little parkour. Yeah, that was a mistake. Where's his second in command? I haven't seen her in a while.
These weapons! We must be battling sorcerers!
Even so, we will protect this castle.
Time to take the gloves off.
Okay, so we're back at the opening. Couldn't hold your weight.
You wanna wind up street pizza? Claw marks?
I like how it's coming together. Well, that certainly did the trick.
Got it! Let's go! We got what we came for!
I like that. That was cool.
Think so.
That is cool.
I've never seen weapons like those before. And that flying creature that carried them off.
This is your home, as well as my headquarters. I hope you'll consider working with me to keep it safe.
It's your decision, lad, but We've nowhere else to go. This castle is our home, no matter where it has been taken.
Oh, they moved the entire castle.
You broke the spell of sleep that imprisoned us, Xanatos. And for that we are grateful. But we will never trust humans again.
I can tell this relationship is something we'll all have to work at.
What do you figure that was all about, Detective?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out.
Awakening Part 3.
I heard automatic weapons firing up there. Now you can let me look the place over, or I can come back with a warrant and a lot more cops. Don't try to tell me it was an exploding generator.
He's gonna try to do something.
The truth is that my men repelled an invasion by a rival corporation trying to steal some of our new technology.
Repelled an invasion? You're a private citizen, Xanatos, not a country.
The owner of a multinational corporation, which is bigger than many countries you could name.
I mean, it would have to be another organization to have the level of that type of weaponry.
What do you suppose this does?
That would be a gas fire oven. Sorry, I'm not awake yet. Yes, it's still kind of early morning. Locked him inside.
You push and we'll pull.
Pulling should be easy. It doesn't lock.
I hope I've answered all your questions satisfactorily, Detective Maza.
Detective Maza. That's the first time we've gotten her name.
That stone gargoyle up there. I could have sworn I saw it move.
Yes, this old place is rather spooky at night. I've thought the same thing more than once.
I like how he just kind of played it off.
Sorry, pal, but this investigation isn't over yet.
Yeah, why didn't he go down with her like he went up with her?
Don't tell me this is where Dracula shows up.
No, but it would be cool. To be honest with you, Dracula did show up.
A good laugh would be worth a lot of money right about now.
It was probably the dog. I was right. It was the dog. Well, he's super strong. And he swoops in and saves her. Could you imagine if we came back from commercial break and what happens is she just hits the ground?
What were you doing in my castle?
You can talk? More than one of you?
Barely.
Since you can fly.
I can't fly. I can only glide on currents of wind.
Well, going back down's an option, I think. That's in the intro, so that's kind of cool.
What are you doing here? And please, don't fall off the building this time.
Does anyone else know about you?
Only the man called Xanatos.
Is this a new friend, Goliath?
Elisa Maza.
Elisa Maza.
Who says what's wrong?
We have a justice system. Laws, penalties, assessments that the people decide.
You mean the humans decide?
Let me help you understand this city. You need to know how it works.
If we're to defend the castle, I suppose we need to be prepared for whatever's out there.
Very true.
Here after dark.
No, not here. Over there, on that rooftop.
Why there?
Why were you sneaking into the castle?
Kind of a mutual needing space, sort of.
That team who attacked us earlier stole something very important from me.
3 of these hard discs.
Discs?
Think of them as magic talismans, each one containing hundreds of spells.
I don't know about that.
I can't go to the police. Think of the trouble it would cause if they learned of you and your friends. You could be locked up for study, or even worse. Humans will fear you.
And betray us.
Very, very true.
My sources have discovered that those thieves were hired by a multinational company called Cyberbiotics.
It's like a living tapestry.
Your naivete is refreshing, Goliath. The stolen data are being held at 3 different locations.
All 3 places must be hit simultaneously so none will be able to notify the others.
This must be done before their scientists break the encryption codes. I'm sure our enemies mean to use this information for some terrible purpose.
Yeah, but what makes you think that the encryption is going to last overnight?
Don't worry. Everything's going according to plan.
It's her. I was always curious about where she wound up, so...
Where do you think you're going?
To explore the city. We can't spend the rest of our lives in the castle.
So they die.
The 3 of you may explore, but stay close to the building and stay out of sight.
Why were you hiding back there?
I wanted to make sure you were alone.
You look like you could handle a whole SWAT team.
Even though he doesn't know what that is.
Must you humans name everything? Nothing's real to you till you've named it, given it limits. Does the river?
The river's called the Hudson.
Yeah, it has a name.
Then I will be the Hudson.
We'll stay on the rooftops.
Yeah, I mean, you can glide, though.
Coming... Hudson?
I think not. I'll return to guard the castle.
But the castle doesn't need to be guarded, though.
What do you want to see?
The dangers that threaten me and my kind.
So just a quick little montage of the city and that sort of thing.
Such amazing changes men have made in the world while we slept. Towers of glass and iron.
I guess it's pretty impressive to an out-of-towner.
I see no walls to guard this city. How do you protect it from invaders?
Well, our biggest worries aren't from outside. They're from inside.
Walls became obsolete when you started to get planes and that sort of thing. Yeah, a little bit of 80s, 90s rock for you.
What do you expect? You only paid 40 grand for the car.
It's gotta be a lot of money.
Maybe I can fix it.
You have to call a repairman to plug in the coffee maker.
Why is she with, or why is he with her?
Hey, maybe we can help. I just called the police. They'll be here any minute. I don't have much cash on me.
Oh, we're real sorry to hear that, Brendan.
Police?
Police, huh? We're very impressed.
It's a monster! Trash it!
Trash it. What did he do? Like punch its face or head?
You may be the best thing to happen to this city in a long time.
Yeah, besides Spider-Man.
I've got to see how it works.
You would be fascinated by a motorcycle.
What a beautiful device.
At least he was wearing a helmet. Destroyed machine. That was cool.
This world is just as savage as the one I remember.
I mean, sure, the city shows an ugly face sometimes, but there's more to it than that.
Didn't expect to see them again, though.
Just tying up loose ends.
Alright, well, I did not expect it to end right there. For one thing, they really got this to be continued right at the right spots and stuff to make you want to watch another episode. But what I'm also noticing is that this series is serial instead of episodic, so that's kind of interesting. I don't think I've ran across what I consider to be a kid show to be serial instead of episodic. Now, there may be other kid shows that have done this, but this is the first one that I have found that actually did this kind of weekly thing, where it would continue the story along. The only other one that I know of is Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot growing up, the original series, and then they kept coming out with spin-offs and stuff like that, and I dropped off I dropped off of it quite a bit after Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. But anyway, let's continue on with episode 4.
Once you're out of the way, we'll hunt down those other ones like you.
Awakening Part 4. At least that worked. Too bad you can't take off yet.
They won't get far.
That was a cool transition.
These are great. You should try some.
We would have if you hadn't eaten the entire cart full.
That's a good point.
This is a big city. My wings are tired.
It's a long way back to the castle.
Then I would start heading back because I don't know what time it is, but you guys need to be back before dawn, so.
Yo, taxi!
Looks like we walk.
Walk and fly when you have the chance. So episode 4 has
It's wrong. They pumped you full of something.
new transitions and whatnot.
And this is how they found us.
What is it?
A tracker, basically.
Some form of magic that led them to us?
That's one way of putting it. Some kind of manufacturer's logo.
But how did this transmitter get on me?
Go on. Go. Go.
That's smart.
Let them chase Rover instead of us.
Yeah, Rover. Just a common name. The Lion King there. How did you find the remote? Just out of curiosity.
It's about time you lads came home. Have you seen Goliath?
No.
But he'd be back by now. It's almost dawn.
I'll never make it back before sunrise. During the day, no defense.
I don't get it. What happens at sunrise?
He turned his thumb.
Goliath!
Gotta wait a full 24 hours now. Or not a full 24 hours, but like 12, I guess.
There she goes.
Where's the beast?
We'll track him later with the transmitter. Get her!
Well, that's smarter than to actually see the dog, like I said.
Fan out.
I would think that it's not a very smart place to hide. Or not very many options. Like, they're gonna find you eventually because it's in a wide open area. It's not like covered by bushes or trees or anything like that. I like that. That was cool. See the gun fire reflected off of that stuff. Oh.
Let's just make sure.
Exactly, make sure. Thank you. I want to say at least sometimes the show does have a little bit of logic in the fact of checking to make sure things actually do happen or don't happen. That's a cool shot. Well, you can box yourself in a corner there.
And now...
She left the coat. Yep. I'm surprised she stayed to fight him off, though.
Lot to go through for a piece of lawn sculpture.
Can't believe she actually stayed there. For for the like 12 hours or something.
That sedative seems to have worn off.
Sleep rejuvenates us. You stayed with me throughout the entire day?
Yeah.
It is very possible that you saved my life.
So now we're even.
Life did not return.
Don't worry, lads. He'll be back. We didn't survive 1,000 years sleep just to lose him now.
It appears we have enemies.
We're ready for him now, Owen.
What might they be?
That's a good question.
I'm Brooklyn.
Broadway.
Lexington.
From now on, you're Bronx.
All New York themed names.
You're alive.
Goliath, my love.
Uh-oh. Something's not right.
It really is you.
Oh, Goliath. All the days that I've dreamed of you and this moment. We owe our reunion to David Xanatos.
Okay, David is his first name.
Battered by the Viking.
No, I feared for your safety, so I left the castle to find you. But I lost my way and the sun rose before I could return. When I returned to the castle, the Magus had already turned you to stone. I begged him to cast his spell on me. You and I are one, now and forever.
Okay, so why the extreme close-up? I don't trust her. Do you not trust her a bit?
Xanatos has told me of the discs that were stolen from him.
I think we should help him, out of gratitude for reuniting us, if nothing else.
Perhaps by helping him, we can rid ourselves of the humans who hunt us. We will take the air fortress. You three will breach the tower.
Cool.
What?
It's a new word we learned last.
Cool.
The underground base is yours, but take Bronx with you. He needs the exercise. Humans are much more dangerous in these times.
Yeah, we have much more capable weapons and that sort of thing. I do not like Xanatos.
To soar with you again, it's like a dream.
We've dreamed for 1,000 years, Goliath. It's time for our dreams to come true.
But she knows a lot more than she's willing to say at this point in time. Well, they do have superhuman strength, so...
The disc will be well guarded, no doubt.
If humans wish to throw away their worthless lives guarding it, that's their concern. You won't fire those guns in here. You could damage the airship.
Don't bet your life on it, monster. I'm warning you.
I'll say it again, and I've not did it this episode, but what is with those eyes?
Wait. What are you doing?
What does it look like? I'm making sure they don't cause us more trouble later.
No!
The centuries have made you weak, Goliath.
So a different code of honor there has torn them apart.
Xanatos said it's 4 floors down.
This isn't like the elevators back at the castle.
Not enough room to glide down.
We'll just use this rope here in the middle.
Use like a, I forget what they're called. They're
This is it.
a fire pole, basically, or something like that. Commercial break. Oh no, to be continued. Awakening Part 5.
Sorry, wrong floor.
He's the one with the jokes. I just like that. That's kind of cool when the attackers just look up in the elevator and start shooting. For some reason, I find that cool when we get that shot. Just a personal thing of mine.
Where is the disc?
Like the way you said that. That's not a disk, that's a floppy, but okay.
Central reports that Station 1 has been breached. Any details? Well, they sounded rather hysterical, sir. There was talk of monsters.
So they have been reported, but what about the second or third location? And Hudson hasn't even started his mission yet.
I don't know what sort of thing you are, but I'm betting you're not bulletproof.
It's just him and his dog. I'd seriously doubt with the amount of men they got there that couldn't happen.
Come, boy.
He got the disc by sheer luck.
Too old for this.
Speaking of which, I wonder how long they live for and how old Hudson is.
We'll be sitting ducks in here right enough.
That was pretty sweet. I like that. Could work out the landing though.
I hope this wee thing's worth the aches I'll be feeling later.
What are you?
Your worst nightmare.
Mission accomplished.
Done.
Come on! We have to get out of here!
No, we can't just leave them here.
Gonna blow up. Well, at least it fell into the Hudson. Although, you gotta be concerned about like gasoline and stuff like that, and pollution and that sort of thing.
Goliath?
Yep, Goliath.
My friends, you have my profound thanks. Rest assured that the knowledge on these discs will be put to beneficial use for humans and gargoyles alike.
Aside from Xanatos, we have no human friends, nor should we. Humanity is our enemy, Goliath.
I cannot make war upon an entire world.
An entire race.
Can you forgive the humans for what they did to our kind?
The ones responsible for that have been dead for 1,000 years.
Then their descendants shall pay. I will have blood for blood.
You said the centuries have changed me. They've changed you too.
Yeah, they have.
You've become hard, unforgiving. You are not as I remember you.
Ouch, that has to hurt. That has to hurt.
Goliath, it seems, is too hard to control. A pity.
Yeah, I told you guys there's something wrong with Xanatos.
3 cyberbiotics installations have reported robberies by some kind of creatures. And I saw you and another gargoyle flying away from the plane wreck. I traced that emblem. It's the logo of the robotics firm that's owned by, are you ready? Xanatos Enterprises. Those discs were cyberbiotics property. He must have staged the theft to trick you into stealing the discs. He used you.
Why? Why, though? That's the question.
I'm afraid the gargoyles have outlived their usefulness. I can't count on their loyalty. With the data on those discs, I can bring their replacements online.
You need to test these replacements, do you not?
Yeah, she's with them, which we already knew, but we kind of already knew, shall we say.
You know, I think I'm gonna like this century.
We had a little trouble adjusting at first, but I think everything's gonna be fine now.
But it's only been like 3 or 4 nights.
Attack.
They are cool looking, I'll give them that.
steel instead of stone. They don't sleep during the day. They can fly instead of glide. And best of all, they're 100% obedient.
But why start this in the first place? Like, why even bring them to life and then kill them? Kill them as soon as you got the replacements, because you already had the floppy disk to make it happen. And besides that, you staged the whole thing.
Give him to me.
Shot from the intro.
Never a dull moment, is there, boy?
Dull moment while he's holding the knife. Sorry, dull and dull. Just a play on words. There you go.
Quickly.
Well, that was lucky. I still don't get why she's on Thanatos' side, though. That's a bit confusing.
What plan?
I made a bargain with the captain. I was to get us all out of the castle so that the Vikings could sack it. And after the humans were gone, we would have had the castle all to ourselves. When the Vikings attacked, the captain said he'd protect us. But I didn't trust him. I've stayed alive because I don't trust anyone. All humanity has to pay for what they did to our kind.
There is good and evil in all of us. Human and gargoyle alike.
Yeah.
This would have happened if it weren't for you.
Don't say that! Humanity is a poison that must be purged from this planet. Together, you and I can create a new world for our kind.
She is the only female that we know of. Part of the gargoyles, that is. Question is, could they repopulate?
You are not my ally, then you are my enemy.
If they put their differences aside.
You should know it before you die. I am Demona. Goodbye, Goliath.
So, no longer second in command, her name is Demona now. I kinda like it, Demona. It's not a name you hear a lot of, actually. Well, he made his choice. He went after the detective.
She wanted me to destroy humanity. I think I'll start with you. Give me one good reason not to drop him.
Because if you do, you're the same as Demona.
Do you think she survived?
Oh yeah, I believe she survived. She survived centuries. I think she survived this.
It's nice to know I have at least one human friend in this new world.
I'll always be your friend, Goliath. Maybe we'll catch a Giants game.
Giants?
I wonder if this city's ready for you guys.
Just think about how many heroes are based in New York. Very strong start for the Awakening episodes, the first 5 episodes. I gotta say that I really liked these episodes a lot. And honestly, I like the voice actors too. I actually know the voice actors. The one voice actor that I know of, I'm probably gonna get his name wrong because I haven't looked at it in quite some time. But it's like David Keith, I think. But basically, I know him from Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. I've played Mass Effect 1 and 2. I started the third one, but I never actually did finish the third Mass Effect game. I've started it, but every time I hear Goliath speak, I think of Admiral Anderson. Just kind of interesting. To me, I every time I hear that voice, that's what I think of. Also, Aegon, he's not a main character, so his voice is a little bit harder to find. But Aegon's voice is very recognizable to me. He was the barbarian that kidnapped the princess and who I'm just gonna call the mage, the spellcaster basically, and that sort of thing. So it's very, very interesting to me that I know these voices, but also the princess voice is very familiar too because it sounds like Lil from the Rugrats. Took me a little bit longer to place her voice, but that's who I get every single time that I go back and rewatch or rewatch and re-edit these episodes and just kind of overlook my work and stuff like that. But that's who I finally pegged her as. I don't know the actress's name, but the the voice cast is a very top notch voice cast, and I did not expect that for this show. Nor did I expect the show to be serial instead of episodic, which I found very interesting because the only shows that I know to be episodic were Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh, like I said in the reaction, I watched that up until Yu-Gi-Oh GX, and then after Yu-Gi-Oh GX ended, I stopped watching the show altogether. Basically, all together. Basically, I don't know what comes after Yu-Gi-Oh GX. I know there's other shows out there titled Yu-Gi-Oh and something, but I have no idea because I never watched them. Um, Pokemon. I know Pokemon, but there was only one show that I'm aware of. Now I know that's correct because I know there's other shows, but it's the one that I remember is with Ash and Team Rocket and stuff and Meow, but I never actually sat down to watch Yu-Gi-Oh. I've tried to sit down and watch not Yu-Gi-Oh, but Pokemon. I'm sorry, I'm getting my shows confused, but I've sat down to try and watch Pokemon, and I just can't do it for some reason. Something always distracts me from watching it. I seen like the very first episode, but that's about it. Um, so which is, I think Pokemon is actually bigger than Yu-Gi-Oh is, but that's probably gonna cause a fight. Um, but no, I'm just kidding. It's not that big a deal. But anyway, it just kind of kind of it just kind of reminds me of every single week they'd be journeying to the next point. We wouldn't be doing like a TV sitcom where everything resets, where it's not episodic. It's you know everything's just continues forward. Uh, and I actually enjoy shows more when it just continues the story forward versus um, it being reset every week and we come up with a new problem and we really don't acknowledge things that happened in the past. I really do enjoy it when the story moves forward. So I really enjoyed stuff like Gargoyles and Yu-Gi-Oh and um, Outlander and Game of Thrones and that sort of stuff. So um, with that being said, I do like sitcoms. But anyway, we're getting off topic here. But yeah, I really do enjoy Gargoyles. What's interesting to me, and this might just be because of Goliath's voice, but I really wanted them to um, explore the relationship between gargoyles and humans, but I wanted them not to do it in the modern day, being 1994. I really wanted them to explore it in the 994. I just think it'd be a much more interesting time for the show to be in and stuff like that. Of course, that's not the show we got. We got them basically turning to stone for 1,000 years before being released from this magic spell, and I think it's hard to say because I don't want to be mean or anything, but I think that was kind of a mistake. I think the much more entertaining or um, much more interesting would have been to have it still in basically in 994 AD. So that's just my take. But I really do like this setup with how we actually got to the point that we're in for it being set in modern times and stuff, and that's interesting. And like I said, the politics behind gargoyles and humans could be interesting as long as they do something interesting with it. And and also this lends itself to, and I keep going back to that, and it's just because of one actor, the actor in particular that plays Goliath, because I know that Mass Effect is you know hugely political in terms of the setting and stuff like that. So I'm kind of hoping that this show kind of becomes political in the realm of you know trying to live with gargoyles and trying to live with humans coexisting. And same thing goes for Mass Effect because it's set in just trying to get other human races to um, coexist with each other. Other aliens and the human race to live with each other. Um, I really do like the fact that we didn't actually know their names for about 5 episodes. Around episode 4 is when everyone started getting names, and I really did enjoy that. Usually that's a red flag if you don't name characters kind of right away, because it kind of reminds me of like the live adaptation of um, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, if you watch that movie, which I don't recommend you do because it's bad, but like in the first, like within, we don't find out the character's name, so they don't say the character's names for like the first 30 minutes. Um, but here, I think it works well. It really does, and I like the way they um, dole out information too. It's really interesting the way that they dole out the information, and when it feels, and it actually feels earned, like you know just um the way that it's set up and stuff, the way that we get our information, and it doesn't feel exposition heavy. Um, it feels at a nice pace. Now there are moments when there is an ex, an exposition dump. Um, Again, I have to be careful with those words because I've used the other one before, which is, you know. Anyway, but it feels nice. It feels like an actual uh, conversation, or feels like you would find out that information in the right times that you normally would so far. And I'm really enjoying that, and it's just on an uh, expo- exposition dump of information. Um, so that's very interesting. Um, so with that being said, who is my favorite gargoyle? Because I've thought about this a lot, and honestly, besides the main two, it would have to be Brooklyn, because I just like his design. I like how calm he is. I like the way he thinks about things. Um, Stuff like that. I really gravitate towards him probably the most. Um, I like Lexington. Lexington's cool because he's into, figuring out the machines, and um, he wants to know how technology works and that sort of thing. He's very much tech savvy, although it's not annoying or anything. But other than that, I kind of don't lean to him as much. Um, and then of course you have oh, I'm forgetting his name. Somebody will have to tell me down in the comments below what his name is. But the blue gargoyle that likes to eat food a lot. Um, kind of, I like him too. He's but you can tell that he's the one obsessed with food and stuff. Um, again, I really like um Goliath, but since I have a very very personal connection to the voice actor, that kind of sets it over the top. And what I mean by personal is I just know him from other works and that sort of thing, and I really liked that other work, so I I tend to gravitate more towards Goliath than I do Demona. Even though Demona is a very cool character, in my opinion, and it makes me question what her motivations are, because even though she doesn't, trust humans, ultimately, Thanatos is a human, and so I wonder how that's going to work. Um, just in the relationship in the long term. Um, what's ultimately going to happen to her? Um, she does seem to have plans of her own that go against um, Goliaths, and we find that out through these 5 episodes. But where do we go from here? Because they're separated once again, and it's due to Demona's actions that they are. Um, what does this also mean for Xanatos and his company, because he got arrested? It's something that I ponder. Something, just where do we take the show from here? Because everything kind of got. I wouldn't say everything got wrapped up, but I would say the majority of the the majority of the big questions have been answered. So what is the next step in this? Uh, what are we going to be trying to do or find or whatever? My hope is that we head towards. I want to know more about the gargoyles biology and everything that works. One of the biggest things in this reaction was I kind of want to know um, how the sleeping stuff works as far as them turning to stone, but also the eyes thing. The eyes were very big for me because I really noticed the change when they would go uh, from being calm and you know calm and not angry and stuff like that to actually in combat. Those eyes would glow. Um, Now we do get pieces of information throughout these 5 episodes about what they can and can't do, and it happens as the action unfolds and basically the story unfolds. Um, so that's very very interesting to kind of give us that information as stuff unfolds instead of it being, like I said, an exposition dump. Um, but yeah, I really want to know more about the biology, and I really want them to dive into the politics of, um, a gargoyle and humans living together, and we need a new thing to chase after, basically. A new reason to go forward and try and do something now that Xanatos, like I said, had been arrested, and Demona fell off that building, which I believe she's not dead, because the rule of thumb is if they die off screen, then they're not dead. And since we don't know what happened, she just kind of fell into the black. We just don't know. So, but also Hudson. I forgot to talk about Hudson. I really liked Hudson. I kind of want to know what his story is, like his own personal story. I also want to know how long they live for. The Gargoyles, that is. He seems like he's been around a while, and it seems like he could turn to stone day or night. I don't know. Voice actor, or just the way he carries himself, just seems like that. Even though he's supposed to be, the old timer, I do wonder how long they live for. And it does seem like well, to me, it does seem like they don't age when they sleep. They only age when they're awake. At least that's my understanding of it, or the sense that I got. So that means that they could live possibly for thousands of years, but I don't know. So, just something that just questions I have after watching these 5 episodes, and stuff that I want to see in the series, but we're probably never going to get. I'm probably never going to get those answers, or I might get some of them, but I'm not going to get all of them. So, with that being said, you guys, I think that's all that I wanted to cover in this video. I know it was rather long, but yeah, there's reasons why it's this long, and I hope that's okay, and that you guys really enjoyed these 5 episodes. If you guys do want to continue watching these episodes with me, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and that way you guys will know when I post the next Gargoyles episode, or the next episodes of Gargoyles. I cannot wait to continue the series, but until then, guys, do like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you, guys.